Listen, it's time to forget everything you think you know about the traditional high-ticket sales process. Because, let's face it, it's all BS and it's garbage. And I'm about to show you how you can stop dealing with nonstop objections, chasing after endless clients, doing nonstop cold outreach, and grinding away at dead-end tactics that just aren't working for you anymore. In fact, this completely counterintuitive approach has high-level clients begging to work with me, all without doing any cold calls or cheesy follow-ups, and definitely without any begging, okay? So what you're about to hear is the exact method that I use to land 7, 8, and 9-figure clients, all without ever needing to close them, okay? So if you're ready to quit playing small and start winning big, then listen up. My name's Andrew Nagel, and in this video, I'm not just pulling back the curtain, I'm ripping that motherfucker down. And I'm showing you exactly how I've flipped the script on the traditional sales process and landed some of the biggest clients in the world, all without ever having to bend over backwards to get clients to say yes. Now, this strategy isn't just different. It's the only way that I believe you should work with or try to secure long-term, high-paying relationships with CEOs, founders, and top-tier executives who are, quite frankly, sick of the same old sales tactics and, quite honestly, most likely developed a lot of the sales tactics that you're trying to use to close them, okay? So whether you're a freelancer who's tired of lowball clients or a business owner who's just hungry to land whales, this video is going to be a game changer for you because I'm about to reveal 4 crucial things. The cold hard truth behind why these traditional sales tactics are dead in the water with high-level clients, how to craft messages that command attention and position you as the go-to expert, the power of giving away your best stuff for free, and why it's frankly the smartest move that you'll ever make, and how to effortlessly transition from delivering massive value to your clients to locking them in, all without lifting a finger or having to close a deal. So if you're ready to flip your outreach upside down and start attracting the kind of clients who will change your business forever, instead of begging clients for peanuts, well, let's talk some proof. Here's a testimonial from one of my most recent 9-figure clients, somebody who I think you'll probably know. So watch this and you'll see exactly why this approach works every single time, no matter who the client is or how big their business. So without further ado, let's delve in.
Hey, this is just to give a quick shout out to Andrew. Andrew, you freaking rock. Listen, if you are looking for a true AI expert, now I'm not talking about how everyone and their grandmother lately is an AI expert. I'm not talking about someone who just goes to ChatGPT and writes a prompt. I'm talking about someone who actually understands all of the different layers of technology that exist around AI and how to get AI to do things not only better, but to do some of the more complicated tasks of AI. Look, when it comes to even just prompts, there are specific ways to do prompting that I never knew, I didn't understand until I started talking to Andrew. So some of the toughest AI things that we had to do in our company, we were stuck and we were making some progress, but then when we brought Andrew in, I mean, we're talking about having gotten something that would have taken my team weeks. He did it in less than a day. And not just that, but he understands how the technical side of AI works. So how to layer prompts, how to prompt chain, how to use an LLM with a machine learning aspect of it. I mean, when he starts talking, my mind is just absolutely blown. So if you're looking to build a project or implement AI in your company, which everyone should be looking to do right now, every company that's not deploying and using AI is going to be left behind here in a matter of just months, if not maybe a year or two. We are trying to AIify, as I say, as many parts of our business as we can. But very importantly, right now, we're actually building software around the power of AI for a very specific industry. I'm also using and building tools around AI to help my customers that buy my courses. And in all of these situations, the very first person that I now not walk to, but run to for advice and for counsel and for consult is Andrew. So if you are looking to learn about AI, you're looking for a consultant of AI, you're looking for someone who can truly get you to utilize AI in your business, your life, your customers, your software, whatever you're looking for, Andrew is by far the source to go to, and it is very rare that I make endorsement videos like this, and it's even more rare for me to make such a strong endorsement. I'm telling you right now, Andrew is absolutely by far the best AI expert I've had a chance to talk to, and I talk to people every day. So I don't know what you're looking to do. I don't know why you're watching this video, but whatever it is, work with Andrew, and you'll thank me for it later. This is Anik reminding you, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. See ya.
I wanted to follow through on my promise to show you exactly how I landed one of the larger clients that I work with and how I was able to get such an amazing testimonial from him. And I was able to do all of it without having to do any of the nonsense with selling somebody and getting on a call and going through the whole sales process, overcoming objections, all of this nonsense. Because the reality is, the people with the most money, the people that are actually capable of spending the most money with you, are typically people that don't want to jump on those types of calls. And if they do, they know what you're going to do. They know what the tactic or the strategy is. And in many cases, you won't get a founder or a CEO on a call like that. You're most likely going to end up with a minion who may or may not have any capability of actually deciding to do business with you. So the technique and the process that I've developed, that I've come up with the help of some of my friends and mentors, has allowed me to land 7, 8, and 9-figure clients time and time again using the same value-driven approach, not having to sell to people, and giving me the ability to follow up and create a relationship with that individual that's based on my authority and understanding of the tools and tactics that I teach. And so with that, I wanted to show you the process that I've come up with that has literally changed the game for me when it comes to being able to communicate with influencers, with high-level business owners, and with founders that are making as much as 9 figures and ridiculous sums of money per hour, all by delivering value and basically just showing them what I'm able to do, showing them the entire process, being an open book, and not being afraid to share the tools and the strategies and the stuff that I do, because the reality is when most of you do that, you actually create a sense of fear and you cause people to not trust you, because it comes off as ingenuine when you don't want to open yourself up, when you don't want to share what it is that you do, when you act like you have a secret, you create a level of distrust there. By opening yourself up, by being completely open and honest and just showing exactly what you have and what you can do and providing value, it creates this virtuous cycle where you don't have anything to hide, so you share everything that you do. It makes you feel better, your mood is better, your confidence is greater, the amount of trust that people find in you is better and higher, and that leads to you actually having more conversations, which leads to more conversions, which creates more confidence, and you share more, you get more experience, you have more valuable things to share. You continue sharing those things, your confidence goes up, your close rate goes up, the number of people finding you and coming to you goes up, and it just continues in a virtuous, endless cycle. So with that being said, let me dive into one of the use cases I can actually show you. Now, I will have to cut off a little bit into the conversation because I do have NDAs with all of my high-ticket clients, all of the people that I work with that are 8, 9-figure business owners. We have an NDA. It's an ironclad. I don't talk about it. Put a gun to my head. I'm not going to reveal what we do, what we talk about, the strategies and the tactics that we use. And that is for their protection and safety, and then for mine as well. And so with that, a lot of times that provides a layer of protection that many of these business owners appreciate and are thankful that you have in place. And that is also another thing that builds a lot of trust. They know that their IP, that their knowledge and the things that they do are safe with me, that I'm not going to rip it off and share it with people. And so with that, let me go ahead and dive in here and just show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So the individual, of course, is Anik Singal. Now, I've known of Anik and followed Anik's stuff for years, okay? Anik is actually same age as me, I think within a year or two, and has been in the digital marketing space and has crushed it for literally, I think, close to a dozen years now. And he's the founder of Learn.com. And many of you may or may not realize that Anik at one point was one of the direct response marketers who made bold claims in his marketing, right? And unlike a lot of people, Anik was actually very, very good at saying, like, this is, these are my results, and, these are the results of people. He had proof of that result, and yet he ended up being accosted by the FTC and basically held liable for everybody because he was one of the biggest names. They really wanted to make a name for themselves and like put a damper on the industry with some of the things that were really getting out of control. And a lot of places were basically saying, like, buy my product and it'll make you $1 million guaranteed, even though they had never helped anybody, never did anything. And they would do slimy, grimy tactics like that. And Anik didn't do that, but unfortunately, there's a lot of really sticky situations with the FTC and with compliance that in order to abide by that, you really have to be careful about the things that you say in your videos. You really have to be careful about where in proximity to the things that you say you have some sort of a disclosure, and you need to make sure that people know that you're not promising those results to them, et cetera, et cetera. Well, all of this ended up coming down on Anik and almost ruining his career. As a result of that, Anik decided to fight back the way that he should as a direct response marketer. He said, I'm going to build a product around the fact that you came after me. And so he dedicated all of his time, energy, and effort to rebuilding his empire almost from scratch, based on everything that he had learned and based on this whole idea and concept of compliance and making your marketing compliant and being successful with compliant marketing. So he founded a podcast on that, he wrote a book, and then he created additional products. One of those products is a compliance software. And I'm going to tell you how we ended up working together on that software. And he has since released it. It's doing great. He loves all the work that we did and left me an amazing testimonial. Let me show you how I was able to land Anik as a client, because I'll show you that I actually have commented and offered my expertise and my products, my services to Anik in the past, and I was shot down. So I wanted to make sure that I showed you exactly what that looked like. Over the years, every time I had seen Anik come up and say, I'm looking for this, or I could use that, is there anybody that knows this that can help with that? I would, like many people, say, oh yeah, I can definitely help you with that. I've helped other people with that same thing. Would you like me to hop on a call with you and show you exactly how I can help you with these things? Would you like me to send you a demo of how I can help you with that? Blah, 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 right? If you can think of some sort of outreach tactic that you would use to land a client of this level, I guarantee I've tried it and I failed at it. I've tried it and I've almost been successful at it. I've even been able to get conversations with some of these people, but not push them over the edge because of, as I had mentioned before, the sales tactics and the nonsense that a lot of people teach around this stuff. Okay? The reality of it is if somebody is doing 7, 8, 9 figures and you're not, they know the tactic that you want to use to close them. Okay? So there's no sense in being like sneaky about it or trying to, think that you're going to use some sort of persuasion tactic around this individual and that it's somehow going to close them, that you're going to use some sort of NLP or you name it. I've trained in it, I've done it, and I could do it, but it doesn't work with people that are this educated, that have been in the industry this long. Now, here's the thing. This is when it all started to change for me. For months prior to this, I had been using this tactic to land a lot of other 7 and 8 figure clients. This is one of the most well-known names that I've landed to the communication style that I've used here. So let me dive into this. Now, you'll see here that on May 23rd, Anik ended up making a post that said, any good conversational AI tools out there like Air.ai, I got a fun project I want to build just for my own use. Preferably not $1 gagillion to use, right? And so you'll see there were 146 comments here. So it's not like I didn't have a lot of competition. Now look at all of the other comments that are down here. Can't make voice AI agents on 11 lands, but they do have good voices, can be used. Try Vappy. I don't know, have you seen this? 2 conversational AI agents, somebody sending them nonsense. You should check out Vappy. Got you, hit me up, Air's junk. Another one here. Look, Larry, it can answer calls. Larry's system is pretty dope. I'm interested in this too. Simple Talk is the best. Most solutions are just white labels of Simple Talk. We tried all the options out there. What about $99 a month? Even include a one-on-one onboarding call. I have a Slack support community. Go live weekly as well every Tuesday. Everyone in the community is using AI calling. Nobody of this level is going to want to hop on your community calls. And then other questions like, here's what's the objective? Gave you enough information, just provide value. And so that's what I did. I said, Anik, absolutely, as someone who's been neck deep in this for the last year plus, even tried and was disappointed with the solution you mentioned, I can definitely provide you with every resource you need to do this yourself. Connect you with someone that can do it, or I can help you personally. Depends entirely on the use case, but would be happy to give you a recommendation. Without any idea what you're trying to do, I can tell you that for low-code, no-code developer type builds, probably looking at Vappy or Bland. If you want a system that's already fully built, I can help with access to ours. Not sure if you need to be able to call or text or just interact via voice. And if you're calling inbound or outbound, I would be happy to help. As one of the few that he responded to, sending you a PM. Okay. Now you'll see kind of the way that I went about this, right? Like I told him the solutions that I would recommend. I gave him a couple of options, mentioned in there that he doesn't have to work with me, right? If you want a system that's already fully built out, I can help you with access. I can definitely provide you with every resource you need to do this yourself, okay? I can connect you with someone that can do it, or I can help you personally. You'll notice, number one, here's a couple of the previous messages. So I tried outreach there, I had tried messaging here, and basically I had commented on his posts dozens of times. Here's where he finally reached out to me. Thanks for the offer to help, okay? He went through and he explained to me what he was trying to do, and then I responded to him. Now, there's a couple of things I did here. You'll see I also dropped him a link to a coach and responding to some things in his voice memo, and then in this document, I gave him literally everything he would need. I broke everything down. I put a TLDR at the top. I gave him a time frame, the proposed development. I told him I also have a white label solution. The AI coach would guide users through this thing. I said that he could click here to book a call if he wanted to, and then how to build the coach. I gave him platform recommendations. I talked about privacy concerns, the voice life coach AI, and training the AI. I gave him the approach, the white label solution that I had. I also gave him next steps. I actually linked the recommended tools right here. And then I even gave him the entire prompt that I was going to use. The personality, the techniques, a goal, the vocal inflections, all of that stuff. I gave him the entire thing, everything that he would need to be able to implement this on his own without needing anything from me if he wanted to. Up here you see it said, I sent a 5-minute audio explaining what I'm trying to build. If you don't listen to it, it won't hurt my feelings, right? People of this caliber, they value time more than money. And so we know that they want to be as efficient as possible. So here you can see I went on a little farther than I wanted to, but in this voice memo, I explain a few things to him. I used a little bit of humor to open things up and let him know that I'm human. I said, listen, I sent an 11-minute audio, and if I'm being completely honest, it'll probably hurt my feelings just a little bit if you don't listen to it. Let me know if I can help. One thing I think I may have forgot to mention is no, I am not with Air.ai in any capacity. I was at one point, but not any longer. Appreciate the honesty. You made me laugh. I'll listen, but given you sent a proposal link, I feel a big ticket proposal coming. And since this is just a pet fun project, I just want to be really transparent that I'm not really looking to spend a ton of money just yet. Watching him actually type this stuff out, right? Now I see the ... come across, and then he says, but I may be making assumptions. Either way, I'm excited to listen for sure. And then I see him disappear for a minute. Now he's listening to my audio and actually opening the page, right? Now, I didn't send him a proposal. I didn't send him anything about money. I gave him everything that he would need because I wanted to provide as much value as possible. He says, whoa, I think I made assumptions. I'm reading this now, and you got prompts and everything in here. My bad. You dove super deep. I'm listening now. He sends me back a message. I respond, and so on. I can absolutely make this 100 times better with a better idea of the exact process or an actual outline of the process that he wants to use in this situation. I had all of this done already. This is a previous idea that I had quite a while back, and I had already had a lot of this together, but he didn't know that. And so when I take that piece of content and I repurpose it, change a couple of links, add a little bit of personalization, and send it to him, it looks like I put in a lot of work. In all reality, I did all of this in 27 minutes. I was able to provide that entire document with everything that he needed, and I recorded a loom and actually tested the coach and showed it to him, and then I sent it over to him, okay? So what he was talking about up here was the fact that this isn't a project he's really looking to throw a ton of money into yet, but he loves the idea of it. And then I had proven my worth and proven my value enough and answered a lot of his other questions enough that he was like, listen, let me sidebar this. You have a lot of value, and I have problems in my other business that you could really help me with. And then at this point, we've now transitioned over to talking about another solution and his compliance business and the help that he needs there and how I can help him. And at this point, I have quite a bit of authority. It's basically just about providing him value. I'm having this problem. What do you think you would do? And so I go through and I tell him exactly what I would do. And I tell him that I believe I could fix it for him in a relatively short period of time. And we don't discuss any type of price because the reality is somebody at this level, the time is what's most important to them. Their launch was coming up really quick and he really needed some help. I ended up getting paid for this and I got paid pretty damn well. I went through, looked at everything that there was, and I was able to fix the issues within a couple of hours max. We've now worked together and are planning to work together on some larger projects, some other softwares, a lot of other things. It's led to a much more open relationship, and I'm excited to work more with Anik. But this is a lot of the value-based process that I was getting into. Now, in addition to this, there's a lot more to it when it comes to outreach and DMs, dealing with people from all different facets of life, all different types of businesses, and the process that we go through to continually provide value to people, to provide touch points, to add to a conversation so that it's not an awkward conversation, but instead you're actually providing value to them. Okay? We break all of that down inside of the course and community. And if you're interested in learning more about that and how you can learn how to be able to sell without having to sell, learn how to fulfill for people and have people beating down your door to work with you rather than you having to do a bunch of selling and all of that nonsense. Wouldn't it be easier if you just hopped on calls with people where they said they have a problem and you help them identify that there's a gap, and then you show them how you can close that gap for them, and then they say, okay, what do I need to do to get started? Right, so that is the process that I use to close clients like clockwork now, that has worked better than any other sales process that I've used, because ultimately people are selfish. People want what they want. They don't care about your outreach, your messages, all the nonsense that you're trying to do, what sales you're closing, how many sales you've got this week, whether or not you've closed anybody. They don't care about any of that. They just want to know how you can help them. They want to know what's in it for them. This is the process that I've developed over the last several years and most recently refined incredibly to ultimately make it so that there is no objection. Because in this particular process, we make sure that the customer has a problem that we can solve, that there's some sort of a gap that we can close, and we fill that gap with our professional opinions, our services, our products, and they trust in what we can do and how we do it because we've already shown them that we can do it. There's proof there of that. So all of these things come together to make a magnificent, perfect process that I believe is better than anything else out there. So if you want to learn more about this specific process, if you want to see how we use AI and automation to make businesses more profitable, ultimately increase their revenue, and drive more productivity in general, and how we get people to basically come to us asking for those services, then the best place to do that is to join our community on School. You can do that by finding the link down below in the description. And in that community, you can also take advantage of a program that I've recently put together where you can save literally tens of thousands of dollars on the software and solutions and tools that you're currently using in your business today or that you will be using soon. Tools like OpenAI, ChatGPT, Descript, Perplexity, and Coda, and all of these amazing tools, and over 400 of them. I've put together a collection of savings that are available to our community members, and you can find out more about that by also joining the community down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Andrew Neg. Take care and get out there and automate something. Make it work without you having to be present so that you can automate your business while you're enjoying time with your family. No matter what it is, start small, but start with something. Thanks. Take care.